Okay, this sculpture is heart and soul. It's completed, and we're going to take it over to the foundry, and they have to make a mold of it. So we'll show you the process of how they make the mold, and we'll go from there. So now when we make the mold, there's 44 in this edition. So they're going to be pouring wax into the mold 44 different times. All right, so what they do is they take the sculpture piece and they lay it flat, and they're going to start painting on rubber, latex rubber. And it takes at least a week to do this because, well, this is a rubber mold from another sculpture that I did. And you can see how thick it is. And you have to wait for the layers to dry before you make it. But you have, once, let's say this piece is lying on the sculpture piece, and you just keep painting it on and painting it on and painting it on until it becomes thick enough. But if you notice, you can't really use this mold because it's too flimsy. So you have to create what they call a mother mold. Take plaster and they start painting the plaster on top of this mold, and they start adding burlap to it because you want to make the plaster very strong and durable. You can drop it on the floor and it won't break. Now this piece is the heart and soul piece. It has the mother mold on it already. So what we would do is we would take this and lift it off, and the original clay is still in here. And then these little bubbles here are so the mother mold will match up with this mold. And also there's little bubbles under here because you want this mold to match up with the other mold. And then when they're together again, I'll explain that in a minute, they've painted this on, and now we have a mold of the sculpture. And it shows up everything. In this particular sculpture, we only had to make one mold. On some of my other ones, we have to make up to 3 molds or 4 molds of one sculpture. So what we do is we take the clay out. Take the mother mold off this. We no longer need the clay anymore. The clay is finished.